We're in a series for our Firm Foundations videos of reviewing one of the most influential books of the last 25 years. And this week, we're going to be talking about the second habit from that book. The Firm Foundation video series helps leaders of wealth management firms lead and grow their companies more effectively. The book I'm referring to is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Dr. Stephen Covey. And the second chapter, the second habit that Dr. Covey talks about is begin with the end in mind. He references the fact that all things are created twice, once and firstly in people's imaginations or their minds, and then secondly in the material world. And a great example of this would be a home. If you're building a new home, you're going to start with a concept, dialing in your imagination what's important to your family. And then you're going to have blueprints, and then that's going to eventually translate into a finished structure that you can enjoy. Things are either created by default or by design in our wealth management firms as businesses. And the idea of this is to function as much as humanly possible from a design concept rather than a default concept. You're going to need to get super clear about what you actually want, because that's the prerequisite for beginning with the end in mind. Next, you're going to need to foster faith that what you want is actually attainable, or if it's not attainable and you can't believe for it, then adjust it. And then lastly, you have to have the ability to tie specific actions to move you in the desired direction that you want to go in order to start seeing that end make progress and become closer tomorrow than you are today to that destination. There's 3 areas that a wealth management firm can apply these concepts. Number 1, your specific approach to serving clients. So if you want a client-centric client experience, then it's important to really get clear about what that looks like to help distinguish your firm. And then another area this can apply is the culture of your firm. What do you want it to be like to be a team member that experiences the culture that you as a leadership team or as a leader have built? And then lastly, as an example, is building your brand. And by building your brand, I'm simply defining that here as what do you want people to think about when they think about your firm? And how can you start shaping that narrative for them? The starting point that we work with clients around to develop this whole begin with the end in mind is we have a very specific process to help them develop a prolific vision, a mission that helps accomplish that vision, core values that support those two and build culture in a purposeful way, and then what we call the firm why, which is the collective verbiage that describes why doing all this even matters in the first place. The fruit of living out of the beginning with the end in mind concept is it makes decision making much simpler because you've already got a plumb line. It gives you more confidence because you know your destination, and just knowing that brings a freedom to you internally. And then lastly, it enables you to share your vision that's larger than any one person, so it's not founder-centric or leader-centric, but it casts something that your team can get engaged with, and it gives you a more holistic perspective to build towards. Firm Foundations is brought to you in part by our friends at SmartRIA, where they help financial advisors simplify their compliance.